In case you can't tell, we need our calculator out today because we are going to be working with the calculator again. Remember, if you don't have one, you've downloaded one on your Chromebook. Okay, so take this, fold it in half. If you don't have one, you're writing in your notebook. You're writing in your notebook on page 38. We're on page 38 today, so fold this in half. Okay. We're pretty much doing like what we did yesterday. We don't have parent functions anymore. Parent functions are the most simplest form. We're going to have some other functions and we're going to graph them, kind of like you did on the homework yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. We're going to make a table just like we did before with the same values, unless, of course, we get decimals and we don't want those. Then we're going to find a certain value, okay? So in case you have forgotten how to do this, that's what we are doing right now. So first of all, we're going to press y equals. We're going to type in 6x minus 7. So 6x minus 7. And then we're going to press second graph to get a table. Okay? And we want some negative numbers. We talked about that. We started, I think, -2 the other day. So let's start at -2. So -2, -19, -1, -13. 0, -7, 1, -1, 2, 5, 3, 11, 4, 17, and 5. We'll have to take our arrows and go down to see what 5 is. 23. So we didn't have any decimals or fractions, so we are just going to use from -2 all the way down to fill it up. We could have started at -3 or -4. That doesn't matter. All right, so -2, -19. I can't graph that one, so I'm going to skip that one. -1, -13. I can't graph that one. 0, -7. I can graph. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay, then 1, -1, 2, 5, and I can't graph the rest of those. That's okay. I've got a line, and it only takes 2 points to make a line. I had to move. This one is linear, so we're actually going to write that down. This one's linear. Okay, and then I'm going to use my straight edge if it's linear and connect. Remember, I need you to graph it all the way across the coordinate plane here. Okay. All right, last, this is the new piece here. It says find the value of f of x when x equals 3. So that means I'm going to plug in a 3. I'll look at my table. When x equals 3, y equals 11. So there's my answer. If it's not in this table, it will be in this calculator table. If it's not in the calculator table, you can plug it in if you need to. 6 times 3 minus 7. So we could have done that. I'll show you how to get that. If you press second and mode, you'll get back to a calculator screen, and we could have typed in 6 parentheses 3 minus 7, and we would have gotten 11, or should have, so let's just check. Yep, 11. That's where our number comes from in case I don't find it in the table. Okay, let's open up 2. Number 2. Okay, so I'm going to clear this out in this graph, and I'm going to type in 4 parentheses 2, close it, raise it to the x power. Okay, this one has x as an exponent. That means it is exponential, which is very possible then we'll get some decimals. So we might not want decimals. That's why we're not going to fill out the table until we see it. Second table. Oh, we don't have that many decimals. All right, let's go down. We don't want all those decimals. Let's graph the first one that's not a decimal. So -2, -1. Sometimes you'll have to graph decimals on exponential, and that's fine. That's what happens sometimes. So -2, 1. -1 is 2. 0 is 4. Go down. 1 is 8. 2 is 16. 3 is 32. See how it's going really quick now? 4 is 64. and 5 is 128. Okay, so we're going to graph those. Negative 2, 1. Negative 1, 2. 0, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 8. No, 1, 8, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I can't graph 2, 16. So it starts off kind of slow, and then it explodes, exponential. Okay, so this one's exponential. All right, so let's find the value of f of x when x equals negative 1. Here is x equals negative 1. So f of negative 1 equals 2. Remember, if you don't know, you could have plugged it in. So second mode, we could have plugged it in. 4 parentheses 2. But now it's going to be raised to negative 1 instead of x. And we get 2, like we found. So you could do it either way, okay? So don't get stumped on doing it on your homework or test or quiz or whatever. You can plug it in if you don't understand, okay? All right, number 3. I want you to pause the video and do this on your own. Just an FYI while you're doing it, though, this has absolute value bars, so it is an absolute value graph, which means it's going to be in a V shape, the value V, okay? So pause the video, do it on your own. Okay, now that you've done it, let's go to y equals and clear this out. So 2, to get absolute value bars, we have to press the math button and go over and press enter. You don't want to find them until you're ready to type them in, okay? So then x plus 3. Okay, then I'm going to go over to get out of them, and I'm going to do minus 4. Okay, second graph. All right, now I want some of the negatives, so let's go start with negative 2. She's in Miss Ray's room. We need to go back to y equals. Did I put my stuff in right? 2x plus 3. I did. Okay. Let's just checking. Alright. So let's start with negative 2. I get negative 4. And then negative 1. Oh, I wrote down negative 3. Sorry, guys. Negative 2. Negative 2. Negative 1, 0. 0, 2. 1, 4. 2, 6. 3, 8. We actually don't want these numbers, and you're going to see why. Watch this. And I'm sorry, the door opened and I got distracted for a minute, which means we probably need to start this one over. If I do this, I'm not going to get the V shape, and I'm going to show you how to get the V shape. Okay, so I'm actually going to erase this. I'm going to talk about the V shape, but let's go back to the beginning. So I'm sorry that I got distracted with the door. So, all right, so if I go back to y equals, we type this in, 2 absolute value of x plus 3 minus 4. This is absolute value, so it should make a V shape. In order for it to make a V shape, I have to look for something special, okay? I didn't have to look for that on any of the others, but I'm going to look for it in the table. And that's, I need to find a pattern. Since it's got a V shape, that means some of the y values are going to be the same. So I'm going to look for the y's where they repeat, okay? Do I notice any of these repeating? Yes, I do. Negative 2 and negative 2 repeat. I need to have at least one of them that repeats, so I'm actually just going to start right here at negative 6. Okay, so negative 6 is at 2. So in an absolute value and a quadratic, you need some that repeat so you actually can get the whole shape, okay? And that's a negative 2 I wrote down. And I'm going to show you what I mean by they repeat, especially in this table here. Okay, here's what I mean by they repeat. You see how these two are the same? And these two are the same? And these two are the same. That's what's going to create our V shape. We'll talk about exactly where the V shape is going to be around. It's something called a vertex later. But just make sure in the table, in an absolute value or a quadratic, that you have that V shape or it's not really going to work out. The repeating values. So -6, 2, -5, 0, -4, -2, -3, -4, -2, -2. See, there's our V. We just had a straight line a minute ago. That was going to be a problem. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and connect. I got to have the V. Okay. And I'm going to find the value. Sorry if that was a little confusing. If it was, join Google Meet, ask me some questions. That's going to be all right. All right. F of 0, it says, equals 2. Remember, we can go back and plug in and check, and I'll do that. Second quit. Okay, 2, math, over, enter. Okay, put in a 0. Okay, then +3. Go over to get out of those and put -4. This is just a check. I got the 0 from right here. It is 2, so this is correct. And ooh, that's ugly. All right, so there you go. There's what we've got. You're going to glue this in. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. I'm going to get rid of this. Minimize that. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to show you the title in case you don't have it. And then you will go ahead and start the assignment. So you're gluing it on page 39. And it's 5.0 function types. Yesterday's or last week, sorry, was parent functions. This is not parent functions, it's just function types. We're going to talk about each specific type in these lessons later. So you're gluing this to 39, and you are doing the assignment. We do have a 20-day assessment this week, okay? So studying for that. We also have a notebook test coming up, or not. I've already had it. I haven't decided if it's going to be before or after this video. All right, I'll see you later.